Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Meredith, Alonso, getting caught up on Fargo. I think we can call this the end of Act 2 of Season 3. Episode 6 and 7, The Lord of No Mercy and the Law of Inevitability. R.I.P. Emmett.
I did not, or Roy.
I'm still getting them confused.
It's fine.
Sorry.
No, I mean,
Ray.
it's, Ray. I did not see that coming.
Me neither.
At all. And not in that manner.
It's makes things easier for Ewan McGregor at this point, obviously. One less wig to answer. So what is always so great about this show is that there's sort of crime A that just inevitably spins out of control and various outside players get involved and we get to crimes B, C, D, and E. We're going down a spiral here and only our two lady cops know what's going on.
Yeah, they are really the only ones that know what's going on.
Yeah, they see the big picture.
Those terrible police chiefs in St. Cloud and I'm like, I am so
when she sits down and just like spins out that whole thing, it's like, yes.
Yeah, no, she's right. And I'm like, drop your misogyny at the floor. And I understand this is like, they're trying to build this up, but I just wanted to slap them in the faces. It was so rude and so uncalled for, and I love Gloria so much.
Gloria's amazing.
Who doesn't exist at all, by the way. Like, she's like, there's no record of her. You can't Google her. She doesn't show up. Like, well, I guess she did technically know. She barely even showed up on the camera because it cut out. So we don't actually know if Gloria is real or not. Who knows?
But Nikki just gets richer with each episode. And the poor thing.
I don't know. Is it?
By the way, I didn't catch this. I had to look it up. Do you know who was sitting next to her on the bus?
No.
The deaf hitman.
That would explain why he looks so familiar.
The deaf hitman from season 1, who also turns up as a kid in season 2.
Yeah.
He's become the through line for this show now. So.
Speaking of the motel that her and Ray were staying at.
Yes.
Was that the same motel where the shootout happened in season 2 and the alien ship landed? I didn't get a chance to look that up, but it looked really familiar. Let us know in the comments,
Could be,
guys.
Yeah. If anybody caught that, tell us. So fittingly, he is killed by the goddamn stamp.
I mean, if Ray was gonna die, that's the way to go. But I thought Emmett was gonna be the one to eat it, man. But now, like, Emmett, you're rising to be the real villain here. You're a real dodgy asshole.
Well, yeah, no, he's sketchy, and as much as he sort of tries to, there was a moment where he sort of tried to lay claim to being the moral center, or at least a moral center. Nope.
No.
And he's a terrible villain.
He really is.
He just is like, the second Gloria shows up in the restaurant, he's like, I'm in here. It's like, you don't give your alibi before you even know there's been a murder, for Christ's sake.
And then he gets on his high horse in the car with Cy, and I'm like, oh, come off of it. And then walking into his lonely home where he's now free, except for his new eternal roommate Varga.
Yes, who opened all the Christmas presents with a switchblade.
Like, Merry Christmas, here you go. Like I'm getting shadows of the Grinch and A Christmas Story throughout this one, but also at the same time, Varga, you are no Scrooge. You are actually evil. I think you're the ghost of Christmas future.
No, totally. Yeah. Completely the hooded mask of death, basically. But the whole thing with was that DJ Qualls as the guy with the syringe?
I don't know, but I was like, who is this new third player?
Yeah, I know. Clearly the Varga conspiracy runs deep, and they're trying to keep her quiet. And God, and just Carrie Coon is just looking through the guys like, you're right there. I need to ask you questions, and I can't talk to you because of these assholes and their forms.
I know. It just shows the futility of everything, of life. That's what the meaning of is this.
Something.
So I want to go back real quick to the beginning of episode 6.
Yes.
Where Varga's laying out the 3 truths. And it's like that game, the headline game. I'm going to give you 3 headlines, pick the one that's fake, and then they go into the moon landing and the guy walking off. I just want to say how well played that was. I just really appreciated that scene. And again, like watching the show with my boyfriend, and he has to ask, he's like, the crawl that they say about all these are true. And I'm like, no, it's true within the fiction of this world. But I want to say
and the cut to Cy going, wait, what?
It was so, I really love these little moments of that. And I wanted to bring that up before we go too far away. And then, yeah, God.
Yeah, no, I just, God, this show gets so bleak and yet remains so funny. I mean, that's sort of that's such a hard tone to nail. And now with 3 seasons in, they're really like, you know, and they always start with these characters where you think, oh, do I really want to spend time with these people? And then you do, weirdly enough, you know.
I mean, well, yeah, speaking on the bleakness, you know, we get the bus crash scene at the end of the last episode, and here comes Yuri with his wolf mask.
Yes.
I'm like, at first when we saw him pick it up, I was like, what are you doing? Like an American werewolf in Paris type thing here? And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. It's funny, but like that weirdness, that oddity right there made a really tragic scene. Palpable, you know?
But again, like as we talked about last time with the beating of Nikki, like this show's not afraid to go dark when it needs to be dark, you know?
But they find a way to kind of make you chuckle.
Yeah, every so often. I'm trying to think, what else? There was something else about, then also his earlier scene in the library.
Yeah. Oh, God. No, I was not here. You did not see me. I'm like, and then he just, fucking WD just leaves. Excuse me, I cursed there, but he just leaves. He's just like,
oh, I guess I didn't.
I'm like, welcome to Minnesota, folks. I also want to give Cy awards for the best lines. He gave us alcohol spin share when they were being questioned by the St. Cloud cop.
Oh, right.
And then he also says, when he sees his wife, the world is wrong. Like, it's just some of the best quotes. I loved those two. I feel like Cy's the one I hated from the get-go. I'm like, I can't, but I'm like, no, I find sympathy through him.
His breakdown with the wife is great. And again, that's a guy who initially came on as just being sort of like evil, toxic flunky, and then now like he weirdly enough is sort of the moral center in terms of actually kind of realizing that it's all going to hell, and you know whatever Ennis might have had in that department, you know he's now reliant upon Varga to cover up this accident, which wasn't even a murder.
And yet but Emmett is he feels emboldened by it. Yeah. He feels like, no, I did do this, even though it wasn't like you see that growth, like he's owning and almost like rewriting the whole murder, and I was like, yo, your brother's dead by your hand, accident or not. And I'm like, we actually see the creation of a villain, which I really like. It like really shows us how a regular, everyday person breaks bad, if you will.
Yeah, and apparently goes full Ayn Rand, like that whole dinner with the widow, where it's like, okay, so it's all takers and you.
Also,
you know?
What do we think about the widow Goldfarb?
You know, I mean, I love the performance. I think Mary McDonnell's great, and I love how she is just sort of like watching so much of this craziness unfold before her and sort of trying to keep up with it in a way.
But then I wonder, because when Cy came back, she was on the phone. Or no, not Cy came back, when the lady cop came over, she was on the phone, and I'm like, are you also a Vargas network? Like I have to question everything now.
But I don't see what the point would be. I mean,
unless he wants to.
There's nothing that she can get out of this transaction that Varga doesn't already have his claws sunk into.
But it does make me question everything, especially having the introduction of the maybe cop, not cop with the syringe. So you start to wonder, how deep does this go?
Indeed.
It is a conspiracy.
It is such a conspiracy. So 3 to go. I feel like we're zipping through stuff, and I'm like, there's so much that happened in these episodes. But I mean, but a lot of it was really just like, you know, I mean, people waiting for each other and people trying to, you know, elude things, and but yeah, I just the relationship between Nikki and Ray was so genuine, and then when you have like the new chief, he's like, romance of the century, like completely taking the cynical viewpoint, which who can blame him? I mean, I think we all had that for the first couple of episodes ourselves, you know, and it's like, again, I think so much of these sort of labyrinthine things, it becomes a thing where even if you try to explain it, it sounds like it couldn't really be happening. You know, like if they tried to go to the authorities about Varga, you talk about the stuff that's happened, it's like, who would believe this?
Yeah, I mean, the cops don't even believe, like, you know, the fact that the elder Stussy was killed out, and it wasn't a random violent thing. So imagine them like actually laying out this conspiracy theory, and they just dismiss it as like, nope. No, it's just bread and butter. It's just meat and potatoes.
Oh yeah, mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes, exactly. Yeah.
This is where I was born. This is where I was born, folks.
These are your people?
Yeah, these are, no, because my mom was from, well, no, she was from a small town in Michigan, never mind.
Nope,
never mind.
They're your people.
Yeah,
Own it.
my people.
All right, 3 to go. We'll be back. Thanks for watching.
Bye.